Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at Project Cold War once again. This time it is Raketa in a plant/diffuse scenario, and then we'll have a conquest after this. Now, this agent was recently buffed. The rocket got a 1-degree depression, so easier to aim at enemy agents that are at the same level as you. And you have fewer rockets that do more damage. And I don't know how much that will make a difference in the damage output, but I certainly know that lowering the rocket's initial aim opportunity 1 degree will help greatly, because that's probably the biggest weakness of the rocket system, is it just fly right over the enemy tank and never actually hit them. So now the ability can actually be used. We can now start testing and seeing where this tank's balance actually lies. So I'm aggressively moving with my teammates as they are attempting to plant, and obviously they encounter the enemy, multiple. Now, I can think in hindsight and say to myself, well, maybe I should have tried to rotate around in this scenario so I could get like flanking fire. But we opt to go front, and the accuracy of my build currently leaves something to be desired. But we unload a rocket salvo. You can see how fast it unloads now, since it's only 16 versus 30. The tooltips will not be updated. Just like any wargaming product, when hotfixes are applied, they might change the stats, but they won't change the display, so we'll have to wait until the first official patch, which won't happen until it comes off of the alpha. We get a nice ammo rack crit, and I'm trying to catch him as he goes around. The advantage of the autoloader. Now we got exactly what we wanted, and the enemy decides to probably BR. The Titan's going to use his B-52. But the clip unloading mechanism is very nice for finishing off a target. And what the heck? Someone comes and flanks us. We should have done the flanking. And these giant steel boxes that can't be pinned through are in the way, so I'm going to use it as cover, but I did take damage initially, and we're going to try and launch this over, which we actually can. So that's a pretty cool little, I guess, Easter egg with the rockets, is like in cover similar to that, and that's clearly a decoy. And I'm just trying to get inside of his aim, but he was able to slam into a solid object and rotate. If we were just a little bit faster, we might have been able to finish him off. I left myself a little exposed, and I took unnecessary damage from him initially. And unlike maybe the Titan, oh good, he's able to finish him off, and I do get assist credit, which is fun. But, you know, something like the Titan, it has better heal over time, so taking damage from the Jaeger is not as debilitating as taking damage on other agents such as Raketa. Raketa. Anyway, so it's plant versus defuse, and our team's able to win with a bomb. Really would, if I'm going to provide some constructive feedback, I really need that bomb explosion and everyone getting wiped out as my finisher in that scenario. I think Valve and Counter-Strike do it right by having that be the payoff. But I know it's not anything important, it just is more satisfying. So now we are on the defense, and I am attempting to find a good location. Now the crosshair is kind of messed up. There's a lot of bugs with UI I have found. And the best way that I have found to fix any of these bugs that you might encounter is to re-enable the same ability that potentially caused the bug. Now I see that everyone's at A on the enemy team, so we're going to rush over. The attacker is one of the faster agents in the game. The attackers are the fastest agents to move around the map quickly, and they can spam their speed boost thing. I don't have this very upgraded though, admittedly. A lot of the upgrades are kind of confusing because there's not an in-game explanation for the benefit. So there's just a lot of a lot of gray area with this tank. And man, we are taking a ton of damage because we're in a choke point and it's just really tough to attack head on. So I'm going to approach from a different flank. And this is what the attacking unit seems to do very well. And we're just looking for potential, and of course, the Jaeger has Overwatch, which I fire on the Jaeger and I get one shell to land where I want it to, and I'm not going to let you land your shell on me, friend. You'll do a lot more damage to me than I will to you in this scenario. So we just have to go to a different area of the map, I think. The Jaeger's very good at engaging us, and we are very bad at engaging him in that scenario, so there's really nothing I can do from there. I'm just attempting to not take this huge amount of damage. And we just get popped. Nothing we can do at that point. I think, attackers, I'm just trying to figure out how to play attackers. I haven't played much of the attacking archetype, I guess. It seems that the attacker has a lot of hit points, but not a lot of ways to mitigate in a straight-up scenario, and no way to really recover. Plus, I don't have any smoke available. Now, I don't know if that is only because of this agent or attackers in general just don't come equipped with smoke. So, obviously you can't rely on smoke. You have to rely on your mobility and maneuverability. So I decide, A, sounds like a good idea, and I find some solid cover and we wait for the shot. Now, I'm able to look at this. We can fit it right in these boxes. I'm sure someone at Wargaming who placed them there did it just for that. And we're able to do some damage. And looks like an enemy gets a really big shot on him, some rockets on him, and then knocks him out. Another assist. All right. That'll unlock this side. And, of course, we're going to go plant. Again, we're really fast. And we're going to take advantage of that. And hopefully I can upgrade it in the future as I invest more time on it. Now that the tank is playable, because I would say prior to the buffs, the rockets were not usable, so your whole energy equipment was wasted. But now that you can actually use the rockets to do burst damage and or to track reliably, you can set up a nice kill potential play. And what I'm trying to do is feel out what this guy is attempting to do. Whether he wants to watch over this bridge or he wants to rotate around. So I decide to approach, give it just a little bit of time. We rocket the crap out of him at point blank. Probably not the best use of the rocket in that scenario, but, we decided to do that. Maybe rocketing right now would be better because we would be reloading our clip a little bit. I dive below his gun, elevation or dispersion. Depression. Looking for that word. I'll get used to all the tank words. I'm definitely enjoying this. To me, this feels like the most competitive wargaming product that they've put out. Every other game has not valued competition necessarily, and that's frustrating to me because it should absolutely be a part of the DNA. It's war gaming. It's not PvE mode. This is where we're supposed to play in close combat and fast, and I'm really enjoying it. So we are able to bait him out a little bit, just trying to defend the bomb, knowing that the enemy has to approach it with 30 seconds left. So, of course, he dives right in. I rocket the crap out of the smoke. It seems that rocketing smoke is good. It could potentially, tell you where he is, and we do sustain a little bit of damage. And I'm just trying to contest it, and we knock him out. So we did pretty good there with the rocket barrage. But should you use it as an opener or a finisher? That's the question I have. Does it... If anyone's paying more attention to the rocket unload, and I will try, does it interrupt my ability to rearm? Because if it doesn't interrupt my ability to rearm, then it could potentially be used when I'm reloading my gun, so there's no wasted time, So we're going to try and defend a point. knowing that it's pretty open and they have some pretty fast movers. B point is a little bit more interior, so they have to go deeper in. And oh boy, someone just took a Jaeger shot because he's burning. And I don't know where he is. And this is a huge advantage for the Jaeger. This huge corridor, I think it's a highway or a canal. It just has a huge amount of vision for the enemy, and oh man, just tough to just stay over there. And I, of course, look at the mini-map, and it clearly is telling me that they decided to go to the other objective, so that's where I'm headed to try and work on them. And man, I wish the boost, and we almost caught sight of him, but it's still more important that I head towards here, and I haven't been spotted since no one is in this area. And we come right up on him. Should have aimed at the rear of the... What a weird ricochet. Anyway, we don't hit the area of the tank that I wanted to, and now we're in trouble because Chopper's over here. Everything's on this area. I'm just trying to... What the heck? We absolutely flubbed everything there. Now, if I can think about it, I think what I should have attempted to do is fired at the rear gun turret and had a crit. And if I could have gotten 2, then I could have gone immediately into the rocket barrage. And the rocket barrage would have tracked him and potentially killed him. And then I could have retreated from the chopper's position. I should have assumed that that's where all the enemy was. It's very easy for a Jaeger to hold one flank while an entire other team moves. So I just need to become more aware of the common play that can develop. So Titan Friendly does a good job of pushing in. We need a little bit more urgency from the team, and he's not killing him. The Jaeger's probably annoyed because he can't do anything in this scenario. You want to multiply your numbers. You do not want to go 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. Jaeger takes a big shot from something. I have to commentate this because there's no explosion animation going on. There's no way they're going to deactivate this in time. Just listen to that. He drives right into it. The Jaeger quickly gets in, but it's too late. The bomb's going to go off, and yep. Sure enough, enemy team wins that one. It comes down to this. We're on the attack. They are on the defense. B versus A. A's more wide open. Jaeger will be more powerful, but it will make the chopper less effective because it's so wide open that everyone can fire at him. So I think I'm going to go A. I am the attacker. Raketa is a fast-moving agent. He's got a 3-round clip and a rocket barrage, and that's pretty good if you can get the right unload. And I sneak into a position where I'm able to take advantage of my team dealing with that enemy sniper. Just going to try and plant the bomb, because if my team has good overwatch, planting the bomb creates a timer for the enemy, and they're doing a great job with focus fire there. But planting the bomb creates a timer for the enemy. Now they have 2 minutes to solve this problem. So I just need to slow down their attempting maneuver, and we just come up behind this guy, finish him off. Easy. That's the threat of being on the bridge, is that someone can drive under you and just come up from the rear, and you can't get out of it because you're stuck. And we also encounter another lightly armored tank. Just going to unload all 3, and then we're going to do rocket barrage. And I'm sorry, I'm not very good with the rocket barrage. I'm just trying to get better at it. I basically acted like it didn't exist once I saw how silly it was. We should have probably let the clip finish there to get the second fire. We're just a little... Oh, just barely survives that. We have a deficit on my team, but I decide to just push it. He gets a shot on us. We get a little bit of heal, but we do have the rear of this gun turret. That's a high probability crit there if I've ever seen one. And we activate our passive, which is great. Really need to work on activating this more. Able to finish him off. Very happy there. Looks like, I think, a sniper over there. Or no, that's the Kent. Ooh. Corner pocket. Get the whole thing. Crit. Extra damage. Tracking damage. Can we get another nice damage? No, he's just so low. And yes, we forced that 2 minute, and they just could not compensate, and we are victorious. Second on my team, with the Chopper being number 1. Not surprised. Chopper's pretty strong. Even now. But it felt pretty good. And admittedly, I don't really have everything upgraded on this. I'm still relatively amateurish with this tank. Slash agent. Gosh, agent. So, second game, Conquest, just like what you would expect from like a battlefield. So we're just gonna try and head out on the map. I like the center area on this map. Normally it has anywhere from 1 to 3 bases that you can capture and play around with. Obviously, the 2 adjacent bases are Overwatch, so they can look down on your position. So there is a little bit of consideration when driving around that, hey, if they have control of the high ground, well, I'm going to be in a bad spot. But, you know, we obviously capture the closest base, and we're going to drive over this little bridge. And our boost is always on cooldown. And the enemy does similar on the opposite end. So I take a first shot, move, no accuracy. And then, of course, we bump right into the Chopper, which is great. He unloads, along with his friend, into us. And don't really have the best potential, but Chopper does go to drive to defeat my friendly. And our friendly Chopper pops in. And I have unloaded my entire clip. Now it's just up to the base reload. It's slow, so this is not going to go well, and my friendly defender is also down as well. So, you know, just a real crappy little scenario here. I decide, instead of leaving, I'm going to try a different approach, both because I've never really played this area, and I would like to know, but also because, you know, we do have decent amount of teammates, and something's behind me. Yep, the Chopper's looking for us, so obviously he rammed us and shot us with his gun. I was able to get a kill on the low health target and disengage, which the attacker's very good at. So trying to like assault the lowest health target is something that, of course, is the best thing that you can do. So we return to the base that we were capturing, and we notice that there is a enemy attacker as well. Unload our rockets, unload our clip into this guy, and ram kill. I'm not sure if the ram kill is, you know, super effective. I don't know if it does more damage on average. You know, this is like, other than defenders, can I ram everything, sort of. But the ram seems to do really good potential damage. So, you know, you could potentially have rockets into 3-round clip, into ram, into maybe a follow-up clip. So 4 shells, a ram, and a rocket barrage on a target. And you can burst pretty hard in a short amount of time. So we come back, get some side shots. Not the best. Our team is capturing other bases, and I was considering using rockets. Now, the rockets are obviously to one side of the tank. So if you're ever coming around a object that is taller than your tank, you want to try and always come around the right side of it, because that way the rockets will have clearance, so you don't have to be fully poked out, but you're poked out enough that your rockets can. So just something to consider when you're trying to maneuver around with this tank. But obviously we're taken out. That's okay. We'll just drive right back and continue the fight. A point does look like it's potentially being captured / contested, and I do think that there is a golden opportunity to win that contested point, and then maybe hop and go to the lower area of this map. Now I note that my teammate's in retreat, so he clearly is in retreat for a reason, so there must be either a better player or more players. So I would like to try and catch them. Oh, that was a little bit of a little hairy drop there. I would like to catch someone that is low enough that I can burst him down quick without affecting. So we know that there's actually one guy on the point, but he's taken out by a teammate. Good job, teammate. I come around on this enemy, and my teammate is doing a great job of firing on his side, and I kind of want to fire on him and stay in the base. So we're just trying to knock him out. I don't know why I switched to rockets. I could have just killed him with the gun. But, you know, we did the rocket barrage flare. Enemy Titan. He's slow and his turret traverse is bad. However, I need to focus my hull so that I can depress the gun. Teammates come in, finish him off, overwhelm him. There's always a good situation where, you know, if you are the rabbit and they're hunting you, you can draw their fire while your teammates fire from more, you know, advantageous angles like the side of the tank or the rear. And I do find that I play the rabbit quite well with these Raketa. So, just as I was saying, a couple of the points overlook the middle area, and if you got good overwatch, you can potentially affect the middle. And I am attempting to capture the base while attempting to help kill these targets as we see this low health target. Able to get 2 really accurate shots, and we have an enemy, and we get a nice citadel on his side. I unload my rockets, which should track him, and I finish him off. Worked out perfectly in not giving him any options there. So that's one of the things that that rocket barrage can really do now that it couldn't do before, is really punish players who want to maneuver away. And if you're able to basically force them to always be tracked in scenarios, then you can really, like, hammer them. We clip a little bit of that guy, and oh! There's an enemy right here, and he's not really looking at us, but we get Sharpshooter, which is a really nice proc. Should lead to us... Should lead to some damage. Fire again on him, and he is below our position, and I am attempting to fire on him, but he is gaining... He's becoming harder and harder to see. So the rockets just didn't really work, other than they tracked him through this waterfall, and he has to wait it out, which, you know, is good, and he chooses not to even fire at us. I guess his goal was to just run away. But the rockets do a good job of finishing off players that want to run away. And we're just a wild agent just driving over things. But I'm coming from a good position where I can fire in these sides. Both of these guys are pretty low. Both of them could easily die. And I should have unloaded on this guy, and kicking myself for that. Way too many enemies that I'm just not doing any damage to. So we got our rockets firing on this guy. I do think we track him, but we don't do any damage. We do have the side of this guy. I'm looking for the decoy, of course. If you do damage to a decoy and it's a crit, for example, it will not announce that you gain XP or do the ammo graphic on the screen. So that's a little tell that it's a decoy. If you are ever wondering, hey, what did the UI bug out? No, the UI is letting you know subtly that this is not real and you shouldn't value what you just did. Other than the fact that you might knock it out and it won't be spotted. But teammates do a good job. I try to wrap them around. I'm taking fire from multiple angles. Just gonna die, so trying to hide my body. And, yep, finished off there. But, hey, that was okay. It was a fun little battle, and admittedly got a chance to show off and, you know, have some more success with this. Plan is to understand it better before I make a more dedicated tactical video on it. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, comment, and I hope you have a wonderful day.